Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Monday, January 30th, 2023. Time is 11:27 a.m. Jersey time. Okay, so I really have not talked about the 5 officers down there in, was it Memphis or something, that beat the crap out of that man, killed him. But I purposely didn't do it because there's just so many stories out there, and really the big picture on this is not that these 5 officers did what they did, but it's the big picture is that this is going on across America. Violence. I've been saying this for how long now, people? Go look at my videos. I've been saying it forever now that law enforcement is becoming a violent culture, and it's systemic and it's out of control here in America, and it's going on and on every day across America. And law enforcement will not acknowledge the fact that there is a problem in their community. Instead, what they're too busy doing is getting pictures of them with little kids and doing a little coffee with a cop at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday afternoon when everybody's working. The only people going are senior citizens and, I don't know, mothers, I guess. What they're trying to do is they're trying to change your perception of them rather than them changing themselves, because they are the problem. So anyway, this is a release put out by Atlantic Highlands Police Department. It's from the Chief of Police, and I was just taken by this what he had to say here, because it really is the problem. A message from Chief Scott Reinert on behalf of the Atlantic Highlands Police Department. Let me put my little disclaimer in. I really don't have a personal gripe with Atlantic Highlands. My only beef with them is they spend all the time sitting on Route 36 harassing motorists trying to get through their town. And they do this to generate arrests and generate money, when they should be patrolling a neighborhood and stopping stolen cars. That's my only gripe with them. The Memphis police officer's actions in the death of Tyre Nichols are appalling. What I saw in those videos was not law enforcement. I immediately became frustrated with the officers for violating their oath to serve and protect. I stand with law enforcement leaders across the country in condemning their action. There is no justification for it, and they all must be held accountable. It is important to note that the conduct is not representative of the men and women of the Atlantic Highlands Police Department or the absolute majority of law enforcement officers in this country. And that is the problem right there. Okay? And I'm not targeting the chief. I'm just targeting what his message is, which is the general message that I see on every police department's Facebook page. It is important to know that the conduct is not representative of the men and women of Atlantic Highlands Police Department or the absolute majority of law enforcement officers in this country. Well, it may not be representative of Atlantic Highlands Police Department, but it is representative of what is going on in America with the law enforcement. Violence is occurring every day of every week of the year. There is a police officer in the news for either raping a woman, violence against a woman, downloading child porn, trying to hook up with a 13-year-old on social media. You got officers that are beating the crap out of people. You know, this story here with the 5 cops. Well, right before that, there was a black woman who went to McDonald's to went to the drive-in to get a cheeseburger or a Big Mac or something. She wanted extra cheese, and the end result was she ends up getting arrested. She's trying to do the right thing. Cops show up, already hell-bent on escalating it, and the cop punches her 3 times in the face. Boom, 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 boom. Where's the outrage over that? Huh? Where is it? I did a story the other day, some stupid cop going like a maniac through a red light and slammed and killed 2 young girls. Where's the outrage from law enforcement? How many times, people, have I called law enforcement out for the bullshit that goes on that I report on? They're quiet. They don't say nothing. You take Seabright Police, one of their officers, stalking a woman, violence, domestic violence is what it was, and he became dangerous. Seabright didn't talk about it, now did they? Nope. Mum's the word. You got a cop over here in Middletown, the detective who cost the town $613,000 for his excessive force. Where's the outrage from law enforcement? I didn't hear anything from Atlantic Highlands about it. In fact, I don't hear anything from Atlantic Highlands about the Seabright cop. I posted it on there, waiting to see if they're going to respond. They just ignore it. They keep feeding you this bullshit, this propaganda bullshit. You know, it's just a few out there. No, it's not a few. It's a whole bunch of them. And I'll tell you another thing too, Chief. I'm friends with some retired cops. These are sergeants and detectives that I'm friends with, and they all tell me. And when I talk to a random cop, I get in a conversation, they all tell me the same thing. Yeah, there's a couple assholes on our department, but, you know, what are you going to do? Nothing I can do. I talked to a cop the other day who's, he doesn't have rank in the department, but he has rank in the PBA. And we had a conversation. I said, do you know any bad cops? He goes, yeah. I said, have you said anything about it? I said, well, I can't really say anything because of who I am and what I represent. You see, there's not a cop out there that doesn't know there's a cop on his department who's no freaking good or is problematic. So the problem is that the good cop, and I don't personally believe, I mean, how good is a cop? You're representing the government. You're enforcing and imposing government law on people. So how good does that make you? Well, let's just assume that a good cop is a cop, goes out there, does his job, doesn't violate people's rights, has a little empathy, and doesn't arrest everybody for every little stinking thing that occurs. Let's just assume there's one or two of them out there. When that good cop goes and tries to do anything about a bad cop, what's the end result, people? We know the end result. That cop gets pushed out of the department. And I could give you a couple examples of that. Most recently, what happened with that big thug-head sergeant that was roughing somebody up, and the female officer came and pulled him away, and he turned around and grabbed her by the throat and choked her and almost hit her? That's what happens in law enforcement when a good cop tries to do something, tries to stop a bad cop. But you don't hear law enforcement talk about it, do you? Of course not. They're too busy feeding you their bullshit line that, you know, doesn't represent all the dedicated police officer. They're too busy taking pictures with little kids, trying to fool you and thinking, oh, look at the nice officer with the kids. Yeah, bullshit. It's propaganda, people. And law enforcement is not interested in fixing anything right now. They're interested in fixing us. They're interested in controlling the narrative. They don't want to own this shit. Just for once, with some cop out there with rank, or a group of cops, or the PBA just stand up and say, you know what? We got a problem, people, guys, women. We need to fix the problem. We need to stop the violence. We need to stop hiring these officers that are violent, or come up with some kind of test. And the first test would be a narcissist test, because all these broken bad cops are narcissists. They're social. They're psychopaths. They got problems. This is not a training problem, people. This is a human problem. And they're hiring the wrong kind of cops to do these jobs. I never saw so many stories like this. Maybe it's because it's social media and we get to see a lot more now, but never in my life. And I've been doing this for about 5, 6, 7 years now, reporting on these bad cops. I'm the foremost, and I'll go right on record saying, if there's anybody that's more qualified to talk about bad cops here in Monmouth County, it's me. Because I've been watching them, reporting on them, and talking about it. And I'm the only one here that's talking about it, making a stink about it. But you know what? I'm a cop. I'm labeled a cop hater. You know, you don't like cops and all that. That's bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. I realize that, unfortunately, here in America, law enforcement is a necessary evil. Unfortunately. So we have to deal with it, and we have to make the best of it. But I'm not going to stand idly by while these bad cops, broken cops, are out there hurting people on the daily, and then you get stupid press releases from a chief of police, and I don't know the chief, and I don't have a personal beef with him. I'm just talking about his press release, which he said, I stand with leaders across the country in condemning their actions. Well, we all condemn it. If you don't condemn it, you need to check out of the human race. It is important to know that this is the problem. I'm sorry, people, I repeat myself so many times. It is important to know that the conduct is not representative of the men and women of the Atlantic Highlands Police Department or the absolute majority of law enforcement officers in this country. Now, one thing I will do, and I didn't have a chance to do it, he says, not representative of the Atlantic Highlands Police Department. I don't know of any incidents, but I will go check the use of force and the disciplinary report here in New Jersey just to see what kind of resume Atlantic Highlands Police has. But Chief Scott Reinhardt, stop with the propaganda. Just own it. We got bad cops. and the bad cops are on the rise. They're hurting people. They're putting people in the hospital. They're killing people. They're raping women. They're downloading child porn, and they're costing taxpayers across America hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawsuits, settlements. Enough already with the bullshit. Just own it. Folks, it's a problem out there, and we all have to stand up, and we all have to do something about it. You know, who am I? I'm just a man with a camera and a big mouth, okay? But I alone can't do anything about it. You got to go on your police department's Facebook page and express yourself and tell them you're not putting up with this crap. And when you go to these coffee with a cop propaganda events, you got to ask them uncomfortable questions. You got to let them know that we're not putting up with this crap anymore. And finally, the sure shot way of fixing all this problem is to, everybody says, end qualified immunity. And I'm on board with that for the most part. We have to modify qualified immunity, because one of the things I hear from police is, well, you know, if you end that and qualified immunity, you're not going to be able to be a police officer. Nobody's going to want to do it. Well, I don't agree with that. There's always going to be an ask for the seat if the money's good enough. What we need to do is modify the qualified immunity, meaning that if an officer's got somebody who's out of control and the officer tases him or her and that person falls backward and splits their head open or dies as a result of that, that's not the officer's fault. If he followed policy and he did what he was supposed to do and the end result was the person fell back and hit their head, that's a situation that's different. The cop's doing what he's trained to do, and he did. If as long as he's acting in good faith and following his training, the officer should not be held responsible for any injuries and things that happen. But when you get cases where you got these 5 cops down there beating the crap out of him, you got the George Floyd cop choking him, you got the cop the other day in McDonald's punching that lady 3 times in the head, treating her like a piece of shit. Yeah, that cop should be arrested, he should be charged, and he should be held financially responsible for it, because this crap has to stop. It absolutely has to stop. That these cops have, these bad broken cops have no dog in a fight, and it's no skin off their chin. And the other thing too is, if they committed this problem on the job, then they should lose their qualified immunity. Not qualified, they should lose their pension, period. Not this bullshit where you got, and I'm watching to see what's going to happen with this Seabright cop here. All the crap, he's going down. He's not walking on any of these. He's going to jail. This guy's 46 years old. He probably has 20 years in already on the force. You know what he's going to do, people? He's going to resign. As soon as he gets out of jail, he's going to resign. He's going to hand in his resignation. The chief over there is going to take it and cover for him. And he's going to keep his 20 years. That's bullshit. But he committed those crimes, some of those crimes, while on the job using department equipment. So you did it on the job, you get fired. No pension for you. And that's the other thing we got to do. We got to stop the pension. You do it on the job, no resigning, you lose your pension. These cops, these bad, broken cops, have to have a dog in the fight. And until they have a dog in the fight, we're not fixing anything. We're all just blowing hot air at this point. And the other one is the indemnification laws. They have to be modified also. And that's how we're going to fix the problem. We have to hire a different type of cop. And I always say, being a cop is like joining the big guy club, because you look, both cops are all big. And what have I said about big guys? Big guys have learned early on in life that they use their size and their strength to solve a problem. It's intimidation. That's what they learn, and that goes with them through life. I study people. I watch. I'm an observer of people, and I see how big guys act, and I see how smaller guys act. And it's 2 different worlds. Big guys walk around with confidence. They like physical contact with other men. They enjoy it. They enjoy dominating over people. And they also got problems with women, because women are the #1 victims of bad cop behavior, of their violence. So anyway, Chief, you got it wrong. I'm John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed. Till next time. Not going to the store, sir.
Stop now. You need to stop.
Bravo 1-8, shots fired.
I'm gonna get my back.
Not going to the store, sir.
Stop now. You need to stop.
Bravo 1-8, shots fired.